the Artie Lange program. Artie is not here tonight. We're thinking Monday he will return. He's having sexual reassignment surgery, John Hopkins. And I'm here, of course, with Chris Mannix, who's co-hosting with me tonight. And our guest is Jay Ellis. We should promote, the game is on BET. When is your show on? I probably should have, it's Tuesday. No, that's today's date. I almost read today's date.
but you know what?
When does your show come on?
It just went off.
Oh,
Tuesdays at 10 p.m.
It just ended.
It just ended.
You mean for tonight, not the season?
For tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, just tonight's episode.
He's coming on to promote a show that's actually no longer on.
Okay, yes. We just wanted to congratulate
We just got canceled, but I kind of wanted to be here. I was hanging out. And
yeah, I just wanted to congratulate myself. Okay.
I was on the corner. I called Filato. Can I get in here? Can I get a quick spot?
Do you watch yourself on TV? Will you watch the episodes?
I binge watch them, but usually to kind of just learn, I think, a little bit. The first season, I cringed 99% of the time. But I like to think that it helped me grow for the second season. So I watch just for that.
Right. Look, acting's a great career, but do you like doing it? Is it fun?
I love it. Yeah.
I just bring that up because I did one stupid thing with Hugh Jackman movie, Real Steel. I had one role, played a reporter in that movie. And it was the same freaking scene the entire day. It was one scene, and you're sitting there. I'm in the Pontiac Silverdome in Detroit, Michigan, just standing there doing one scene over and over again. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, and I see Jackman doing the same scenes over and over again. Evangeline Lilly, who I really wanted to make out scene with, she's doing the same scenes over and over again. It just didn't seem fun to me.
Movies are a bit different because they move a little bit slower, and you'll do 4 or 5 pages for an entire day.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll do a 12-hour day on 4 or 5 pages. Yeah. TV, we move a little bit faster. You do 4 or 5 pages. Our show does it quite a bit faster. We do 7 to 9 pages a day. And then you move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So it moves quite a bit faster.
How long does it take to film an episode?
A typical show takes about 5. A typical half-hour show takes 5 days. We take 2.5.
Fast.
Yeah, we shoot 2 episodes a week.
What would make you cringe when you watch yourself?
When you make a bad choice sometimes.
Bad look, Blue Steel or Magnum.
When you do your bad blue, when you do that bad blue steel look thing that you do, sometimes you just you don't necessarily like it, and then you realize when you're connected and not connected, and when it's a take that you hated versus a take you loved. And
some people are comfortable watching themselves in front of other people. Like I'm always amazed. Like I'll watch for the same. Okay, I have to learn from it. I have to just kind of make myself do this because it's part of the job. But to watch with other people, like, come on, gather around. Like, I'm like, oh.
That's an ego thing. I mean, that's just vanity.
But how do they do it? Like, I
wouldn't watch.
Could you watch it with a bunch of people in the room, your family and stuff?
That I wouldn't watch. I've never watched an episode with my parents. Actually, I don't know if I've ever watched an episode with anyone at all. I don't know that I could do that. That's because
there are a lot of people that do it though.
Why?
I don't know. From what I've heard, the people that just like gather around. We're going to watch this movie together. We're going to watch this. I guess movies are different if you're watching a premiere with a bunch of people.
Right.
It's like that Johnny Drama syndrome.
Yeah, is that what's that? Oh,
Entourage.
Entourage.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen.
Come see me. Come watching me on TV.
Some people really can do that, and they're terrible, right?
Yeah. You watch yourself?
No.
Never?
No. I mean, again, to learn, I will. If I'm editing something, if it's a special, and it's part of the thing. But to just sit down, like, I've never seen, I've been on episodes of Louis, I've never seen them. I hear it's a great show. I mean, really, like a great show. He's brilliant. But I can't watch the ones I'm on. I've seen scenes that I wasn't in, and I'm like, that's great. But it's just too embarrassing because you see the flaws, you see what's wrong. But at least you look good. I mean, if I looked like you, I wouldn't be as uncomfortable watching it.
Well, it's not about the look. I mean, I'm not looking at myself thinking I look good. Then if that was the case, I probably would invite people over to watch all the time.
But are you looking at yourself thinking, not only do I stink, but I look ugly? Because that's what I'm thinking. See, at least you can go, I didn't do that
double barrel
scene
whiff right there.
Double
Both
barrel, yeah. You can
I suck and I look like crap.
Exactly. You can go, I didn't like that choice I made, but wow, I look terrific on that. Terrific. What am I, 70-year-old aunt? You look dynamite. So do you watch reality TV? We were talking about that. And Kevin has a great, his show is kind of a parody of reality television, and it's doing quite well.
Yeah, Kevin's show has done really, really well. It is a bit of a parody of the Real Housewives shows. It's very absurd, but it's a lot of fun, and it has done very, very well. I do not watch any reality.
Never?
I mean, what do you consider reality?
I tried to be on The Real World. I tried it in college 4 times. I sent videos in. VHS tapes. My third year, my junior year, I sent in a tape saying I was a struggling gay artist. I was trying to get on. I was so desperately trying to get on. You remember, though, that was back in like 99 to 03. That was when it was like at its peak.
Right.
Yeah.
When people were dying to be on The Real World. Because all it was free money to drink. They just put you on there and said you can drink from 6 p.m. until whenever. You sleep all the rest of the day. We just want you to party and hook up with girls.
Was that like Paris, Hawaii, Boston?
No. Boston was before that. Boston was like the early '90s. That was when it was a little more. They had like the gay guy with AIDS on there. It was a little more social issues
that
that were
wasn't
involved.
Puck, was it? He was on one.
Yeah,
of those?
he was in that one. He was in that one. And I don't think they fully embraced the crazy. Like from like 98, 99 on, it was all the hottest people you could possibly find who drank the most. They did in Vegas. Vegas, I think, was one of them. That was there.
Right.
And God, putting a bunch of people in Vegas for the real world. Are you kidding me? That was insane.
I think the reality TV takes off because a lot of the times people don't like the way. First of all, it's cheap. You don't have to pay a whole writing staff.
Very cheap.
You just you shoot people, and they used to do it like with the Real World and the Osbournes, where they would shoot for 9 months, and now they seem to shoot for they want it all done in a few weeks, so that they assist the reality. They give you the Kardashians, you're going to go and buy this giant watch, but there's a problem. They kind of create your life for you and just shoot it.
Right.
Don't you think people watch those sometimes to laugh at them, say, "Well, my life at least better than yours. At least I'm not that bad."
Do you think people watch the Kardashians and think that?
I think if I see it on TV,
they're not living a bad life.
Yeah,
the
it's a great
Kardashians.
life.
I mean, they're doing pretty well. No,
Yeah,
Maybe you watch Honey Boo Boo for that.
No, that's one. Yeah, how much money do they make though for that thing?
I hope nothing.
No, they make money hand over fist on that thing.
Did they really?
Oh yeah, they just renegotiated a deal recently, right, Flav? Didn't they do something?
Yeah, because they weren't making money the first year because they didn't want to interrupt their money from the government.
Yeah,
they got
the welfare
they got
checks?
welfare checks. So they got really low, real small amount paid to do the television show.
But then they wound up getting like each one like $25,000 an episode or something like that.
In the second year.
It says currently the network pays the family $30,000 to $50,000 per episode.
Yeah,
the family.
yeah.
And they split that up however they see.
And how many episodes? Is that a 10, 15, 20? I don't know what.
She has a bunch of fathers, I guess, and they all contribute. And she didn't want to interrupt that gravy train.
Twitter draws you to this stuff too. Like sometimes you'll see like, oh my God, Honey Boo Boo. You're like, what channel is that on? And I'm gonna go find that and see what kind of crazy crap they're doing on there.
Do you pay attention to Twitter? We were talking about Twitter hate before the show started, and I get a lot of it.
You block people left and right.
Sometimes I will. My friend taught me the best thing to do is you send them a private message if they're following you.
Mm-hmm.
You blast them and then block them so you get the last word and nobody sees you addressing them. But what kind of a Twitter response do you get?
That's a great way to do it.
Yeah. Anthony actually showed me how to do that from Opie Network.
I get a lot of love on Twitter, I guess. I mean, our fans are super great, so most of the stuff I get is usually around the show, around the character. If Blue messes up, then Jay messes up. I mean, it's still very, very much that, but it's all been pretty good so far.
Have you been catfished? I certainly have been.
I have not been catfished, but I will say that I didn't know what catfishing was until Twitter.
Yeah,
actually, I had no idea.
So Manti Te'o, I didn't know what it was. It's a true story. I didn't. I'd heard of it, but I hadn't heard of. I didn't really know exactly what it was until Manti Te'o got nailed.
And didn't it turn out he was telling the truth? Like we all thought he was lying, but it looked like he might have been telling the truth.
We don't know. I don't know how a guy that went to college at Notre Dame for 4 years can fall for that.
Oh,
Never actually see your girlfriend ever.
There's a story on Facebook or whatever. A guy who just for 3 years he was talking to this girl. She catfished him. This was in India. He finally met her after 3 years. He was 21. She told him she was 21 and single. Turns out she was in her late 30s, early 40s with 3 kids. And he shot her and shot himself.
Wow.
That was in India. That just happened. He got catfished for 3 years and finally convinced her.
Way to
meet.
bring us down there.
Yeah, I didn't mean to end it on a bumming note, but it's the only.
But this is Manti Te'o, though, we're
story I
talking
have.
about. Manti Te'o was, the star, a Heisman finalist. He was a good-looking guy at Notre Dame. I mean, is it that difficult to find someone on campus?
It's not always logical.
I know.
You ever have someone who talks dirty to you in text? That's hard. That's really hard. No, you haven't? Oh,
It's an art? Is that what you're saying?
oh, how many of these idiots? You try to talk dirty and they write back, I guess, LOL. And you're like, ugh. Just delete the photo I sent you. That would turn you on. Yeah, but I've been catfished a few times. But I'm saying it's a good-looking guy. I'm sure that you get a lot of women writing you at least.
Yeah, I've never been catfished, though. I don't think I've ever thought that I would be in a digital relationship.
Would you hook up with a fan like that, or are you a kind of a tactile? You got to meet in person and get to know them first.
I'm definitely a meet in person type dude. I don't know if I would ever date a fan.
Might be too crazy.
Yeah, you never know.
They might just call you Blue.
Yeah, I mean, what if you're in bed one night?
Scream your name,
She screams Blue. I mean, that would be weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless she was just shouting out past activities. So you wouldn't date someone who was a fan. How about if she didn't know who you were? Wouldn't that bother the ego a little bit? I don't like when they don't know me at all.
No, that wouldn't bother me because you can always learn me. You can always watch my.
All right, they're panicking. We got to break. We got to thank Jay Ellis. You were fantastic. The game is Tuesdays on BET. They just go, we got to break. We got to break. We got to break. So we got to break. I apologize for the quick out.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.